Welcome back. In the first video, we started to look at a process in developing the marketing strategy. We looked at who was responsible, and we looked briefly at those topics that you would use to review the framework for the business idea that you're seeking to implement. In this video, we dig a little deeper into those topics. Let's get to it. So let's get started with the business concept statement. That's the first area we're going to be looking at to review the background of this business idea that we're seeking to implement. And we have a quick definition on screen. The business concept statement outlines a brief description of the company, its products and services, and its target market. So very important, just to refocus the minds on what the business is all about, what products and services you're offering, and who you're catering to. Very important information for yourself and also to remind your target audience. A bit of information here that we have pulled from Ready TV, and it's just to give you an example of the kind of information that you should be looking to represent in your own marketing strategy. Ready TV is a telecommunications business offering prepaid cable service or pay-as-you-go cable to households island-wide. That's in Jamaica, of course. This statement is highlighting what the business is, the kind of products that it's offering, and where it's offering its products and services. The next bit of information I thought that was very important is what we have on screen here, and is that the products or services on offer include 1 day, 7 day, 30 day, and subscription-based channel packages. Now again, that is very useful information, and if you are Ready TV, that you'll want to get out in front of the audience, because that shows the breadth and scope of your product offering, and that you're not just a one-trick pony, that you can offer flexibility to your customers, and you're looking to differentiate yourself this way from the other players in the market. Let's move on. So we'll move on to the business model, a very important concept in business and for entrepreneurial students. And I encourage everyone, if you're in business, to understand this concept. And here we have a quick definition. It's a company's strategy to sustain itself in the short, medium, and long term. It focuses on the revenue streams coming into the business and how the company is able to cover all expenditures going out of the business. Really very important. And in some readings, you will see that it's defined as how the company creates value for all of its stakeholders. And from the definition, you can see that if the company, from its revenue streams, is covering its expenditures, then it will start building up reserves that it can use to create this value for all of its stakeholders. All right, so in the context now of Ready TV as an example on the kind of information that you should be pulling out. And folks, just remember that this is not the end all or be all, just giving you some examples. The business model for Ready TV is focused on retailing prepaid cable packages, more specifically 1 day, 7 day, 30 day, and subscription-based packages. And then of course, we're adding this in order to cover its content cost. And as you can well imagine, if you're going to be delivering cable, the source content is going to be extremely important to you executing this model. So the company is focused on using its revenue streams initially to cover its content costs and ultimately all the associated expenditures and other overheads in delivering those cable packages. Really, that's a focus of the business model. And so what you're going to be doing is in presenting to your audience is highlighting what the business model is, what these revenue streams are, and all the expenditure areas, including the content costs, that you're going to have to cover to ensure that the business can sustain itself and ultimately create value for the business. Really very important concept, and I encourage all students, of course, to ensure that they are very au fait with this model. All right, and here we look at another important area in assessing the background of the business idea that we are seeking to implement, and that's a mission and vision of the business. And we have a quick definition on screen for the mission. The mission of any business essentially outlines the what, the who, and the why. And if you recall our discussion on the business concept statement, this is very similar. All we're seeking to do here is to re-establish in our minds what the business is all about, the products and services being offered, and who we're targeting. Another quick definition for the vision. The vision of the company is a vivid mental image of what you want your business to be at some point in the future, based on your goals and aspirations. Okay guys, so that's the definition of the vision of the company. And the simple idea here in looking back at the mission to start with and now the vision is that the marketing strategy cannot be considered fully without a full review of what the mission of the business is and what the vision is. And just as how we got started, we spoke about the business concept statement, we spoke about the business model, and now we're talking about the mission and also the vision of the business. All of those elements are important in considering the marketing strategy. And you really don't want to delve into the strategy itself without first having a good appreciation for these concepts and for how they're going to impact on the business, and ultimately having a good sense of how those should inform on the marketing strategy. So we did agree that we would use ReadyTV as a sidebar to hopefully provide you with some information or sampling of information that you could use for your own marketing strategy. So here we go. ReadyTV's mission is to deliver affordable prepaid cable service to households island-wide. And notice I've circled affordable there, or highlighted affordable. And that is the way ReadyTV is going about differentiating itself from the rest of the market. Not only is it offering 1 day, 7 day, 30 day, and subscription-based channel packages, but it's also seeking to make them affordable to the general market. That is the way you differentiate yourself from your competitors, and that is the way you offer value to your customers. The next bit of information that I pulled out from ReadyTV and that I thought would be useful for this exercise is this statement right here. The company intends to be a telecommunications service provider offering prepaid cable and internet-based services regionally. It's been reinforced here again, and in fact this whole statement speaks to more of the company's vision, which is that not only is it seeking to dominate the prepaid cable market, but the intention is to branch out into internet-based services and to go regional with the offerings. So here we take a look at objectives or business objectives, another important area in reviewing the business's background. And so, quick definition on screen: the specific and measurable results businesses hope to maintain as their organization grows. Notice again that I've highlighted specific and measurable. In formal business arrangements, obviously, we want to ensure that our objectives are clearly identified, but additionally, and probably more importantly, we want to make sure that they're all measurable. That's the only way we're going to be able to determine objectively if this business is performing good or it's performing badly. Additionally, you may just want to highlight that your short-term objectives are anything up to a year, medium term up to 5 years, and longer term anything over 5 years. And now to look at the ReadyTV sidebar. And you can see here I've outlined ReadyTV's medium to long-term objective, and that is the company aims to be available in 400,000 homes across the island. Seems a little ambitious, right? But no, the company knows as a fact that there are around 800,000 homes across the country with a television set. So when we think about 400,000, yes, always a little ambitious, but we do know in the context of the overall availability of homes with television sets that that target is very achievable. Okay, I do feel that we're making some progress. We have just completed a framework for how we would go about reviewing the business idea that we're about to implement. I really trust that you're having fun. We have taken a look at the business concept statement. We have looked at the business model. We have reviewed the mission and vision, and we have also looked at business objectives. That is always tried and proven in terms of how you want to go about providing some kind of context for the business idea or any business that you're embarking on. Bear in mind, when you talk to bankers, when you talk to investors, when you talk to potential partners, they're always looking to see that you understand the essence of the business. So in setting up the market strategy, don't miss the opportunity to summarize, to reinforce, and to convince these potential partners that you have thought long and hard about what you're doing, and that your proposal is based on a framework that makes sense, a framework that can be referenced, a framework that will stand the test of time. So, we're not quite finished. In the next video, we will look at the 4 P's of marketing and examine a framework, or examine the framework that we'll use to complete developing the marketing strategy. Please don't go anywhere. Join us.